It's starting.
Oh,
Starting.
That classic. Are we live? Are we live?
are we in yet? Is it on? Is it
Should
on?
be.
I am your fairy godmother.
Should be going now.
Right,
Should
let's
be.
see if we can get it working on our
Hopefully.
screen.
There we go.
Yes, we are live.
Yes.
So if I
Good
watch the
evening,
live
good
video, I
evening.
might do it.
Starting.
Oh look, hang on. Off of that.
Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
and then I'm sharing it. Copy the link,
Nice one.
and I'm sharing it on my page right now. So yeah, easy.
Perfect. We'll do the same.
Mad.
Good.
Wow.
Right, just mute that. Let a few
Wow.
people trickle in.
Post. Yes. Yeah, that's fucking easy. Nice. All right.
Wow.
Lovely job.
Listen to us sort out all of the technical difficulties. It's such fun.
This
I
is
mean,
the
we're
real
all
exciting bit.
clearly
This.
adept. What do you mean?
Yes.
I already tried that morning. Oh yeah. Sorry. Sam can hear it in my headphones as well.
Oh, no.
Still kicking off. I've got the whole setup. I can look at me and all of you guys there. But I can also look at you
Hell
there.
yeah. It's nice to have
Like
options.
A vortex. Of,
Oh no! Don't do it. Stop. You'll
We're
break
going
the
down
internet.
the
Stop.
hole.
My CPU.
Wow, good evening. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all well. This evening, we've got some very talented chaps in from Hightown Parade. But obviously, before we get into it, please do remember to give the stream a like, invite your friends to watch, and, always feel free to comment any questions, suggestions, or general conversation in the chat. Make sure to comment and interact with us all as we go. As it is a live show, we do love to hear from you all. Without further ado, grab a beer or water or whatever. Let's get
You said it
started.
better
So,
myself.
yeah.
I'm on the
So,
squash tonight. Unfortunately, I'm letting the side down on terms of
Are you on the soft squash?
Yeah,
Is it
they're the
hard squash?
softest.
I don't
This
think
is
that's
the
the same.
softest squash I've ever had.
That hard squash.
So we've got Chris Payne and Sam Churches with us tonight from Hightown Parade. So if you guys one at a time can please introduce yourselves.
Yeah, I am Chris. I'm the one that's Chris Payne, and he is the one that's Sam Churches.
I am Sam.
The one and only Sam Churches. And we've actually been in a band for so since mid-April is when you came aboard.
Yeah.
Like
Mid-April.
Hightown Parade's been going for quite a while. Obviously, our first single was released, I think, in 2014. Which is like, wasn't it? Hang on, was it 2014?
Can we have a look?
Oh no, 2017, I believe.
Hmm.
So like, kind of since then, 4 or 5 years have been a thing. But this lineup is kicking ass.
Absolutely awesome. So if I'm not mistaken, Chris, you're obviously lead singer, and I believe you play a bit of guitar as well. And Sam, you'll be lead guitarist. Is that right?
Oh, I think it's a shared lead, really. It's
We share the same cable, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just not there yet.
Yeah, so it's
cracking, that's awesome.
yeah, man. It's it's some of the parts I love playing because I wrote them. And I produce the parts in here basically, and that's I write and kind of I've been doing all the writing and everything, with co-writing over Zoom a bit like this with my friend Stephen Patel.
For sure.
But it kind of it works that way, and then the band is kind of for the live aspects, right? For now, because everything's kind of done. And then
Awesome.
So
have you got an album on the way then?
I haven't got an album on the way as such. No, we just got a lot of succession of songs that are kind of come out throughout the year.
That's awesome, and hopefully we'll get to hear some next week. So we brought the guys on this evening as next week is the opening night at the Bear Pit, which is part of Bear's Bar and Venue down in Bournemouth. For those of you that know Bear Cave.
The bear cave. Does he live in a pit or a cave? The bear under the bridge.
Oh, the Bear Cave. I know where I'm headed, I promise.
The bear shits in the
but
woods, but the bear raves in the cave.
Bear shits in the. Why didn't he call it that? The bear shits in the woods. That'd be amazing. Side note, I'm going to quickly go.
The bear will be raving in the cave. So it's I went down. Have you seen it yet, Simon?
We've not. I'm hoping to get there this week.
Oh, wicked! Yeah, I'm actually popping down there because I'm going to show you these. I made these today just to kind of. People don't put up posters anymore, do they?
They
For
should.
gigs. And so I just kind of I threw together some A2s. I'm going to go down there tomorrow as well. But I was there like before they were building it.
Nice. Yeah.
They're still building it now, but kind of. Can you see
Oh,
that?
fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
look at that.
It
Brilliant
says
stuff.
it says North Key Idarat.
Yeah, it looks fine to me. It looks like it says Hightown Parade to me.
Looks
Oh really?
awesome.
So it's like,
Yeah,
it's
mate,
not
yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's all, Facebook can see it right, luckily.
Yeah.
We're all good.
Oh really? That's hilarious.
They can
That's so
scan the
funny.
QR code in motion.
Unless-
Oh, it does. Yeah,
unless-
I'm looking at my screen, and then you can look at the actual screen. It does say that. That's brilliant. Yeah, there we are.
I'll
So
take-
I'm
Keeping out over that one all night.
gonna post
So
it.
you've
I
got like
don't
a
know.
mirror image of your face on one screen and the correct version of it on the other, right?
It's freaky, kind of like looking over there, and then it's like, well,
Which one's correct though? Do you know what I mean? Which one's the right way round?
Yeah, we were seeing us the wrong way
Yeah.
around.
I'll leave you to think about that for the rest of the evening. So yeah, for anyone who does know, Bear, he's opened up a brand new venue down in Bournemouth. He previously was the manager over at Anvil, so a lot of you should know him from there. So please do come on down and show your support for Bear as well. It's an absolutely crazy endeavour opening a venue, and he's only gone and done it. So looking forward to that next week. Are you guys staying out for any drinks after the show?
I don't know. I really don't know what I'm going to be doing afterwards. It's
now.
it's my friend's. It's one of my friend's birthday. I think they're kind of because it's on the 3rd floor of the venue, so the gig's going to happen, and then
Yeah.
there's going to be like some kind of party happening. So there is a party happening, but yeah, I don't know. It all depends on mood I'm in, really. Like I'll either stay at Bournemouth and just kind of forget about like the
Anything,
house.
everything else.
Yeah.
Everything else.
Forget everything.
I see you live quite away from Bournemouth, don't you? So I guess getting back overnight's pretty tough, actually.
Yeah, and it's illegal to drink drive now. So
Allegedly.
Yeah, I don't know when they brought that in.
but so yeah, I mean, I might even just get someone to drive me down. Like we had when we played Teddy Rocks, we had my one of my best mates, Nick Holland's got this big like American RV, and he just kind of picked us all up like on a round trip basically, and we all just kind of went to the festival. You're only meant to take like a car between you, but we managed
it's one
to
car.
park right behind the stage, which was dead handy.
Yeah.
Like stay
Oh,
there.
perfect.
So it was a green room. It was everything. Yeah, it was really, really nice and nifty. So I might even do that. But
3 bedrooms, isn't it?
and it's 3 bedroom. Yeah, it's a 3 bedroom bastard RV.
Oh, nice. That's proper.
It's yeah. So I might do that, but I haven't decided yet. That's I'm trying not to drink as much these days as I always used to. You know, it's just it's not
As we
sustainable.
get older, we're reaching that age, you know. We're getting
Yeah,
there.
it's just not sustainable. I was pretty renowned for it, and I still, you know, if I'm driving home from a gig, there's about 10 people just Jack Daniels and Coke, just kind of lining them up. So I just love it. But
That's one we had actually as an icebreaker question was what would be your drink of choice? And I guess you're going for Coke as well.
yeah, it's either that or something else. Gin, cider, gin and cider together, beer, white
Wine.
wine.
Name every drink there is.
Red wine, tequila.
White
That's all the
wine.
liquids that are poisonous. I love them.
I think the question is, this is like, 'cause you're red wine. aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a red wine man. Yeah.
Red wine, nice. Classy. He's a classy fellow.
He's
It
a
sounds.
classy fella.
It is
That's
red wine.
brilliant. So I imagine a lot of people watching, and I know you guys will have seen Chris around town. So obviously you've played a lot of shows locally. You've played a lot of shows around the country. You've been abroad, I imagine, by now with shows.
Yeah, I've done a few. Have you?
Yeah, I've done a few.
Yeah, just kind of odd
Oh,
ones.
fantastic.
Mainly just like parties, like playing parties. We live
Yeah.
we live in Portugal, or we live in Spain or France, and come over to ours and do a gig. And it's always good fun, you know. I've done other things like back when I was working with a band called Heaven's Basement. We did the Austria Red Bull Air Race over there. And
Oh, nice, proper.
but not, I've never like toured Europe or anything like that. It's kind of like the odd kind of thing. Touring Europe is definitely on the cards for like within the next couple of years.
Yeah, that'll be absolutely brilliant. And you guys, from what I've heard already, just totally deserve that. I got quite lucky. I was in the studio and had a little listen to a few of your tracks with your old man, and they sound absolutely fantastic. So, is it your latest single, if I'm not mistaken, is Monarchy?
Yeah, Monarchy's the latest one. It's just come out. Yeah,
absolutely awesome. Yeah, so anyone listening, if you haven't heard Monarchy, do check that out. It's absolutely brilliant. I think you'll enjoy it a lot.
I think it's in the...
You'll be hearing it live next week.
The
link is in the description, isn't it?
Hopefully.
Oh, Daryl Winter says coffee is his favourite alcoholic drink.
I
like that. I saw that come up earlier. It's brilliant.
Well, we'll be working with Daryl in a few weeks, and he won't be drinking coffee, I don't imagine. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. So I think most of us know who Chris is. Sam, I worked with you briefly back in a store a few years ago, and I was lucky enough to get to hear you play quite a lot, just noodling on guitars and all sorts, and that was absolutely fantastic. This guy can play. So always welcome, mate. If you can tell us a bit about what got you into playing guitar.
Well, I was always into music from like a young kid. I was obsessed with it, and it's like back, raid the parents' CD collection. There's a lot of Maiden in there, so Maiden was my first kind of love. And I actually started playing drums when I was about 9, and then when I was 11, I got really into the Offspring, and for whatever reason, it just made me want to play guitar, which is kind of crazy considering like the kind of music I end up playing and listening to.
I was going to say, I heard you play a lot of heavier stuff as well. So
yeah. Well,
heavier than the Offspring, you mad?
Sorry.
The Offspring. I've never listened to them. I don't even know what
it's like.
You never listened. You definitely have, right? You might not know you have, but you have.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, it's all a journey, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I was going to say, like, you were playing a lot with, I can't remember what guitars we had in. There was a few kind of bespoke guitars that you're playing around on that. It sounded absolutely awesome. And what kind of guitars are you playing at the moment? What are you running for Hightown Parade?
I've just got PRS at the moment. I'm only really running one guitar. I take a backup guitar with me in case I break anything, which is another PRS. So
well, can't go wrong there. They're lovely guitars, they are.
And then a 100 watt Marshall head. Like, it's pretty standard setup, just sounds good to turn it up and it's there already. I don't really like to muck around too much with like big pedal boards, Kempers, like anything like that. I just like simple, can't really go wrong, Yeah,
absolutely. And it's nice to hear some of your earlier musical inspirations there as well, because I certainly didn't know that, and I worked with you for a while, so that's really cool, man. And Chris, I know you went to see Queen recently, but have you got any other major sort of musical inspirations that have driven you into Hightown Parade's music?
Queen was just like the best gig of my life. Like, you just have those gigs and it's unreal. It's Brian May is definitely like my favorite guitarist all round. I'd say, like, you kind of look back and like sometimes it's like, oh no, but I'm really into Zakk Wylde now, or I'm into like him, and like I love Zakk Wylde as well.
I saw him over there.
Did you really? Oh yeah, of course you did.
Did you get to go? Or...
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Nice.
I've never been to a festival. I haven't played that, but it's.
Got to get to download, Chris. You've got to do it. It's fantastic. It's good fun.
I guess you've all done download.
Yeah.
I will do it.
Peer pressure. It's got to happen. So other than Queen, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, like my main one was Meatloaf, right? From the get-go. Meatloaf has just been the I don't know, it's just something about the boldness and like the ridiculous.
Yeah, the big theatrics. There's Meatloaf.
Yeah,
to be fair, I'd 100% have guessed Meatloaf. Like, having listened to some of your stuff earlier on today, leading up to this, like I would 100% have guessed Meatloaf would be one of your influences. So that definitely comes across. If that makes you, if that means anything to you.
No, that's great. I mean, that's good, isn't it? It's they're like the influences I can't shy away from. I can't.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can shy away from it.
I think Meatloaf was my first ever like proper CD, other than Shane Ward. But
Shane Ward?
Meatloaf was the proper CD.
Nice.
Yeah, Shane Ward. It's an X Factor CD. I don't think it counts. It was a Christmas present. But yeah, Meatloaf was my first CD. It was. I love Shane Ward deep down. Like that's my goal.
Got a big poster of him just out of
absolute
shot.
banger. Yeah.
Just out of shot, there's a big poster of Shane
Hidden
Ward
behind that
over.
Ibanez poster.
Yeah, I didn't even.
He rips that shit. He's like, get this shit off the wall. Get Shane Ward back.
Absolutely, but yeah, no, Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell 3, I think was my entrance point, and then it
I
just
love
sort of
that
went
album.
back from there.
Fucking killer album.
So
Brian
good.
May's on it.
The orchestra on
That's
that,
good.
mental, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah,
what
that's
about
really
you
cool.
guys? Did you guys have like what's the ones that are obvious? What's the ones?
Shane Ward.
Shane Ward.
Can't you hear it in my
Just
lyrics?
exclusively Shane Ward.
I think,
you want to go first, Si? You can go on.
Yeah, I think for this project, definitely for the Regional One stuff, I quite like bands like Shinedown and Avenged Sevenfold. It's
Great.
kind of two quite different bands, but yeah, it's the tone of both of them, and I quite like the lyrical work on them both as well. And again, I think for me, Avenged Sevenfold was a little bit of a natural place to go after Meatloaf, where they still incorporate a lot of orchestral and very dramatic theatrical music. So I think I take a lot of that into consideration, definitely when we're working on Regional One stuff. And they just keep dropping good albums, so yeah.
I haven't heard the latest
Where
stuff.
you what, Shinedown or Sevenfold?
Both. That's the
Yeah,
Hey, they're
I
both
think
fucking
Sevenfold are
bad.
working on a new album at the moment.
Yeah, when was Sevenfold's last album? 2017? 2016?
It's definitely pre-pandemic. I can't remember.
Yeah,
Was
they
the
put out a few
Stage, maybe?
singles since then.
Is
Yeah,
that
the stage.
The Stage.
Yeah,
That's a great album.
The Stage, yeah, I think it was really good. I still think Nightmare. Nightmare was my entrance point, so I do love that album.
Not the self-titled.
Not the
The
self-titled
self-titled.
album, right?
They're
The
quite- I think
self-titled.
what they've done really well. They've done them so differently.
I
Like
saw
you've
them
got
on
their
that tour for the
On the
self-titled.
On the-
self-titled.
Oh my
That's
God.
sick. I'm so jealous.
Yeah, they were supporting Maiden. I saw them.
That's a
Oh,
sick
that's
gig as
nuts.
well.
That's a
Iron
good gig.
I
Maiden.
bet that was
Sevenfold.
amazing. I'm not at all jealous there. I was probably listening to Shane Ward at the time, but that's okay. That's fine. Yeah, what about you, Stevie?
Yeah, I'll probably definitely against Sevenfold just because I'm a guitarist, so I have to like Sevenfold. It's the rules. I don't know. Probably Foo Fighters. A lot of like the grungier side of the 90s as well. So obviously
Nice,
anything
man.
Dave Grohl touches, it's great.
9 Inch Nails.
Yeah, Nine Inch Nails are sick. Yeah, I love all of that stuff. All of that. But yeah, probably Foo Fighters, Avenged Sevenfold, some sort of combination, and you'd land pretty much on my ideal music taste, I think.
Nice.
And we're probably going to get weird with Callum's music taste.
Yeah,
which
he
is
was just
great.
coming in.
Yeah.
Looking forward to this.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, I think like Muse were one of the first bands I proper got into. Like really, like had all their albums, like everything. Then, but I don't know. I just always listen to them. I don't feel like I have a massive influence from other bands.
My
Definitely
my
Muse.
main
I would say Muse.
like the
if I had
musical
to put
influence
in
right,
point.
is the entire soundtrack for Burnout 3. That's what my musical influence is. The Burnout 3 soundtrack. That's it.
Soundtracks
where-
always nail it, don't they? I really want to get the because I'm watching Stranger Things at the moment, and I love 80s music. I love synthwave as well, like the kind of the synthy kind of stuff that they've done with that, and like some of the tracks that they've used are bangers, and it's really interesting, like how many things are falling back in like the big Kate Bush.
Oh yeah,
And,
absolutely. Well, they anything that show touches just turns to gold. Honestly, they're like it's gonna be the same thing with Metallica, isn't it? Like it's just gonna shoot up.
I think they're on their way to number one, weren't they?
Is that the mission? That the drive?
I love seeing tracks like that hit number one. I don't know if why do I know so much about X Factor? I don't know if you remember it like 2008 or something. It was there was like a campaign to get Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, and they did it with
That's a
Killing in the Name
classic.
of-
They thrashed them. Yeah, that was brilliant.
That was ages ago. That was like 2004. I swear.
I can't be that long ago.
I swear it was. Hang on, we look it up. We look it up. We have the technology.
Oh, there's a
Yeah,
lot of
we
good-
did.
Because they did the Hyde Park gig in 2010, didn't they? To say thank you.
Yeah.
In the UK. So,
Yeah, that's right.
Was it a
Yeah.
free gig or something?
Yeah, it's free.
Oh,
It was a
God,
free
imagine
show.
that
They
then.
had people like breaking over the walls and all sorts of stuff. That sounded
Yeah,
nuts.
that's proper great. I love the fact they did you listen to that radio station? I don't know whether it's still going or not. Kiss FM.
Oh
in
yes,
America.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
like,
that's
there's
amazing.
like 48 hours or something like that. It might still be going. I haven't checked in yet, but like
Mm.
it's like it repeat. Like I waited for the end of the song and it's just like straight on. And it's like that's hilarious.
Do you know
Things
what?
like
As
that.
crazy as it is, I bet they're getting more listeners from this kind of thing. You know, it's
Yeah, probably.
pretty out there. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so we had a few fan submitted questions for you guys. So we'll start with I guess it's not too bad, but hobbies outside of music. So we'll start with you, Chris. What do you do outside of music for entertainment? Yeah, I know there's a world out there.
He's confused him. He's baffled by that.
What?
What's one of those? Yeah.
We're stuck in the cave. So outside of music, I don't know. I mean, I guess I just like driving really fast.
He does like driving.
Yeah.
Like
Nice.
I don't do it often, but every time I go karting or like, one of my mates is taking me on the track soon in January, and
nice.
just kind of a bit like Brian Johnson. He loves racing cars, and he's like he's that's kind of what he does, apart from like set up stadiums every now and again. But
You'll have
it's
to have a conversation with our drummer Aaron. He is obsessed with racing. He loves it. We're going up to the truck racing on Sunday. That'd be good fun. But he's an F1. Like I'd say, he's on every week. He's watching it.
oh
Yeah,
really?
he's big into racing. Yeah.
I'm not like big into the sport as such. I just love doing it. I love
the feeling of it. Yeah, the rush.
That's Alligator Nights. I want to go fast. Yeah.
I can't think of anything outside of music that comes to mind. I mean, the cat's great.
Nice.
Love
Solid
that.
hobby.
That is good.
I can't think of anything outside of music that I feel I'm like I don't have an outside of. Like even my day job is music. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of any other.
That's an
interest
amazing place to be as well.
I can't really think. I mean, of anything else. Like that's a thing that other people do that I also like doing.
Like cooking.
Cooking can be great. The rewards.
No, he doesn't. Look at him. He doesn't. He doesn't care. It's music. I mean, I can't play cooking, can I? I mean,
you can't cook. Well, you can cook fast, but cook
That's called
fast.
microwaving. It doesn't really count.
yeah, no, it doesn't really.
Amazing. No, I quite like that. Who asked that question? Sorry.
That was who was
It's
that?
Callum. I heard
One
him.
of
He
Marie's
asked it.
questions earlier.
Oh, wicked.
It's not in the chat. This is one we had submitted to us by a friend.
Oh, brilliant. There you go. That's
We like to ask around, get a few questions together for when we have guests on.
It's interesting actually because Io, our bassist, she loves. Oh, she's actually a tennis coach, so she comes from Greece, and she was like a child prodigy in Greece in tennis, I think. I don't know. I might have exaggerated that fact, but she loves tennis. And she coaches tennis in Brighton, which is where she lives. So that's her main thing. Apart from playing bass, like tennis is like a.
It's crazy. She must be having a good time at the moment. The tennis is all over the place at the moment, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. I suppose it is. I don't know. I don't check in, but
That's why she's not here.
Yeah,
She's actually
I think it's on
in the
a lot at the moment. Yeah, they've set up a place in Pool Centre, like in the indoor area. They've just got like a bean bags and chairs and all sorts on a massive tennis screen. So I think it's on.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's finally done something decent down there.
But like tennis at school, my favourite. Yeah, you get forced to do sports in school as musicians, and I was always getting forced, and tennis would be the one I'd be like, oh, I don't mind a bit of tennis and badminton actually. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's good fun. It's harmless as well. It's not like rugby where you get your teeth kicked in. And
yeah.
What about yourself, Sam? Outside of music?
I play football.
Nice.
Play some exercise. I like going to the gym. But yeah, I mean, music's my day job as well. So that's my sort of outlet. You know, nothing. It's like nothing serious. Just my outlet away. Because I need time away from it. Otherwise, I go a bit mental.
Yeah, I'm with you a bit there.
I think I'm already there.
A little bit a while ago. Yeah, I think the fitness aspect's really handy as well for performing. Like when you can, competently work out at a gym, moving on stage. There's a lot of movements there that are pretty tiring, I think. I read somewhere a little while ago that if you're a professional drummer, for example, in a show, you'll burn more calories than a football player, which is insane, but kind of makes sense, I guess. All right, I've got a few more questions.
What about your? You have to go around these questions. What is everyone else?
Stevie, do you want to start off?
Oh, I'll go on then. What do I do outside of music? Well, we all do skating. Always skating.
All right.
What else do I do? Not much else. It's just music. Just skating, gaming, playing music. That's all I do. That's it. But no, we actually haven't done that much skating. We did last year, like coming out of lockdown, we just all went ham on skating.
Yeah.
But, not so much recently.
And so someone kept getting injured though, didn't they, Stevie?
Yeah, I fucking broke my arm.
It
was like
the day before a show.
Yeah, 2 days before a like big video shoot. I don't know if you've seen our like sold music video. All the time
we just had it on actually. Yeah,
man, all the time we were shooting that, I had a broken forearm.
Really?
It was a good time.
Oh, man.
It was a good time.
I didn't notice. Like, it made good camera trickery.
No, I fucking did it.
Yeah. I did as much as possible. Like. Yeah, I think skating's a big one for us. When we can be bothered, I think it's good fun. Yeah, that's good for like the cardio side of things as well. Not at the gym at the moment, but normally I'd be gym monkeying as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it at the moment. And outside of singing, I do quite a lot of drumming. I was originally a drummer, so I do quite a bit of that when I can. But yeah, it's been tough because I've been living in a flat a few years, so I wasn't able to even have an electric kit in there. So it was top floor, and
thank God you've got the room now. Look at it behind you.
Well,
look at it crammed in there. Look at it.
Total mess in here at the moment because I'm sorting out a living room. But yeah, it's nice to have it back in.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
drums. I used to love jamming away on the I had like a Yamaha DTX Explorer kit, I think they called, and that was always great fun as well. Yeah,
yeah. So you
like,
say on your records you're producing them yourself. Are you playing all the music on that as well then?
Yeah, so I mean, like the drums are played by there's a band called Lost Alone, who Stephen sings for, who I co-write with quite a lot, and they've just come off tour with Mike Home actually. He their drummer records it up in Derby and sends it back to me, and I fix it there. So like at least we've got like real drums on the record. But since Zoot's obviously now involved with Hightown, Zoot's the name of our drummer for anyone who doesn't know. He will be recording from here on in basically. So all the drums are programmed, to as humanly possible. We'll do it like the old finger keyboards. And so that's nice and easy, and then get a real drummer in always because it just sounds a lot better.
Yeah, you can't capture the same energy on a MIDI, can you? It's not the
same.
No,
there's electric drums, like samples and everything kind of going on some of the other more popular kind of songs that we're yet to bring out, and live we have those going on as well. But yeah, get a big rock kit is basically what I call my drums on
what you want.
This big rock kit, Def Leppard snare.
Yeah, deep.
Roxy.
And Callum, sorry, what hobbies have you got? Not that I know you at all, but
eat hot chip.
What?
Yeah. Hot chip.
Hot chip. I don't know. I have computer.
He does. Yeah, he doesn't go outside.
Yeah, I literally
I
go
drag
to
him
work.
away sometimes.
I go to work. I'm home, have dinner, and then just sit on the computer and skate.
There's a lot to do.
Every now, sometimes he skates.
Yeah, sometimes. Well, at the moment, every time I've got a day off, it's been raining.
Yeah,
it'd be
that was my
beautiful
life
sunshine, like forever, and then second I'm off work, it's like rain.
You know what? I must say it's been really hard having this month off work in such nice weather, Callum. It's been really awful. Yeah.
What is work?
What?
My day job often is like data analysis stuff. It's very boring Excel work a lot of the time, but it pays bills, and I say it's boring. Sometimes it's enjoyable. When there's a positive impact on a company, you see it, and it's nice to see that, but it's not music, you know. But we're looking at further and further at ways to sort of monetize what we're doing, and bring that into the day job. But
fair enough.
Yeah, takes time. Yeah, I think the kind of way we want to do it ideally is be a touring band, but I think the way to move into that, because we're not so much on like the function side of things. We don't really, and our music's quite specific as well. We're aware it's not kind of something you could get away with playing at a wedding, for example.
No,
Maybe like one or two
not.
songs, but yeah,
It depends on the wedding.
Yeah, maybe they're heavy metal weddings. They exist, maybe. But yeah, so at the moment, we've all got day jobs, but we're looking for ways to sort of move ourselves more into the musical sphere, and yeah, keep that going, I think.
Yeah, it's hard for loads of musicians. Like I said this on the radio the other night. It was like you see bands on like even on the cover of Kerrang and stuff, and they've still all got bar jobs, you know, and so they're working in something like that. It's just the way that the industry like kind of crashing at the moment. It's
especially with the COVID thing. I mean, I was working in a recording studio. I was an editing engineer and doing some basic mixing and recording with artists over there and some artist development stuff. That's HP Music over in Ringwood. But obviously, when COVID hit, that was shut. So that was kind of, better find a job again. It was real good fun though. Have you been over there at all, HP?
No, I haven't actually been in there. No, I haven't been in there.
It's good stuff. They've got quality gear there, and Harrison's
I've seen a lot of their stuff and heard like obviously loads of things that have come out there. And like Harrison's really definitely great at his craft, what he does.
Yeah, he does a lot of sync work as well, which is something I'd love to get into in the future, but a little way off that.
Yeah,
that pays as well. If you can bag one advert, you're like, I can retire.
Very, very much so. I mean, I've considered doing that. I've been writing too much really, just like to kind of do that. But gigs at the weekend are the things that pay the bills. But it's I've been really trying to get into that. It's hard because I only really started producing during the pandemic, like taking it seriously. Like everything else was phone demos, going into a studio with someone else. You know, I worked with some great people, but it's if it's your own material and you've got kind of vision for it, it's so much easier to just sit down, know a bit what you're doing, you know, and just kind of have it all at your fingertips.
I think there's also something to be said for getting it down, like I guess fairly quickly, because when you've got that raw song that's there, it's really easy to lose that. Do you know what I mean? So we've got thousands of voice notes on phones and voicemails and all sorts, where it's just like, dude, you need to do this, or whatever it is, and it's like, I don't know how they managed to work something out from it, but it always it captures that initial energy of the idea that sort of drops into your head, and being able to produce yourself a bit certainly helps a lot. I mean, we demo on Pro Tools just to an extent where obviously we wouldn't release it as like an A-side or anything like that, but it gives the studio enough information to sort of say, or a producer even, enough information to go, all right, I know what you're looking at doing, and here's my input, you know. So
definitely,
there's something to be said for that, definitely.
100%. I mean, it's great. It's kind of what I do. Like, have all the ideas laid out, and then it gets sent to. There's a guy in London called Adrian Hall. He mixes the final mix. You know, makes it sound like a record. He's got all the gear to do it, and then it gets mastered. I can't remember where stuff gets mastered. It's somewhere crazy, like Dubai or
nice.
Israel or something like that. I can't remember where it is, but
mastering's a really interesting thing, I think, because we've tried a few different companies for mastering. We've had one or two done at HP as well. So for live tracks, when we've been recording a few live bits that we'll release at some point, we get all that mastered in house, just at HP Music, or if we're going to use whatever studio. But then we've tried with Abbey Road, and they've got an insane mastering suite. They've got a whole studio decked out just for mastering. But honestly, we used a company called Audio Animals, and for about a quarter the price, it's very negligible. The difference.
honestly, the quality is just
yeah.
like it's just
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, there's
But I
loads
guess a lot of it's automated now, which is crazy to think. Like,
yeah, it's crazy. Like stuff you can do, like plugins I've got. I'm like, there's never any point, but I do it just for the sake of it. You know, it's almost like a
absolutely, yeah. I think it's worth doing as well. I mean, I don't know if you know too much about the noise wars, but having a track that is loud enough for a radio to go, yeah, we'll play that. You know, it's these small things that make such a difference. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's crazy. Yeah, I think it's kind of worrying seeing how much of it is now being automated, though, because these kind of companies like Audio Animals, they can exist now because they'll only need 1 or 2 engineers for the whole process, and algorithms figure out the rest of it, which is scary. I feel like music and arts are such a human experience. It's weird that machines are getting involved now. I mean, I don't know if you know, but there's now algorithms writing hit songs for, like, I know a few of the Swedish producers, and I think I don't know if it is true, but there's rumors that Beyonce's new track has algorithms that have helped write parts of it to streamline how popular it will be. I'm like, what? Come on.
I mean, like, it's weird, isn't it? Because it's like there are songwriters and producers out there that pretty much act like human algorithms.
Yeah, that's true.
Algae.
Yeah, formulaic approach to music.
The algae of, like, I don't know, like, well, if you see algae as a bad thing, then they're algae. Yeah. Then they're the algae. But
they make your dog feel sick, so it can't be that good.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, making music that makes your dog sick. That's
probably does that low end bass. To be fair, I can't imagine it's fun being a dog and hearing sub. That must suck. That must actually suck.
Can they hear sub?
I'm fairly. I mean, they can hear very high as well, can't they? So
look up real quick.
Look at him.
We played a show in Devon recently. We listened to a Mike Tyson podcast with Joe Rogan on the way up, and it was fantastic. If you get a chance to hear that, it's a unique experience. I don't think it'll ever happen like that again.
Well, wait. We got the inside scoop. Dogs can hear a much broader range than we can, especially on the higher end. However, they may not be able to hear sub bass.
Really? Oh, that changes everything. Is that why you don't ever see dogs at raves?
Yeah, exactly.
In the Batcave.
I've just also stumbled onto a brilliant thread called "If Dogs Can't Hear Sub, Why Is It Called a Subwoofer?" And I've just closed it.
Fantastic. So we touched on your guys' kind of musical inspirations for what got you into, playing and writing music for Hightown. But I think kind of a similar question, but are there any standout moments for you guys where you've gone to see a performance and you've thought, I want to be that good, or maybe better, or maybe live up to that in some way?
Yeah, I think every time, could be anyone I'm going to see. Like, going to see a live gig gets me so pumped. Like, not just seeing the show, but kind of seeing what's happening around the show, seeing the people who were working the show, just kind of like all the team that they have to create the atmosphere that people are kind of walking into. Like, it could be anyone, like Gary Newman. Love going to see Gary Newman. Simple Minds, Alice Cooper, anyone. It's just everyone that's kind of involved in making that show happen, or involved in. It all comes down to just the one person's vision. And that really gets me pumped when I go to see someone live. But like when I went to see Queen the other night, it was just, I felt like I was in the band, because I managed to get quite close to the front, but I just kind of managed somehow to kind of feel so involved with that. And I think that always stands out for me. And it's just every time, even if it's like a bit of a whack gig. I went to see Guns N' Roses last weekend, and like actually.
Oh, they turned up in the end, did they?
Well, yeah, it's like
I heard about that. Yeah.
So yeah, like the gig itself wasn't that fantastic, but it was still kind of brilliant to kind of to see. One, they're icons, and they were kind of a big inspiration for what I was doing in a band.
There are kind of certain bands you go to see, definitely, because they've got so much clout and history around them, I think. And Guns N' Roses, I saw them at Download, and it was that kind. I thought, honestly, Axl was not looking well. He was not up to scratch. But then again, it was, you know, it's like, wow, this is Guns N' Roses. These are the guys I've read their book. You know, these are the guys that I've listened to for like 20 years. You're like,
It's
okay,
interesting.
there's
You're
something
saying
to
the
that.
kid in
Isn't
me
there?
just gets really excited about that. It's like seeing
Yeah.
Santa Claus, you know.
Yeah, in real, the real Santa Claus.
And having that, like, that kid in you come out and be excited is so important, I think, for creativity in general. I think when you go to see gigs and you get that sensation, how much easier it is to go home with a song idea at the end of the night, or just like an idea for your next performance.
I almost find it hard.
I used to run around the beach like when I was a kid with guitars as sticks, and like I'd pretend to go on the rocks, and the rocks would be the stage, and the sea would be my crowd, and I'd be like pretending to smash them up. And like in the playground, like when I literally didn't know anyone else apart from Meatloaf. This is like when I was 6 or 7. Like I'd take a plastic microphone with me to the playground, and I'd just be singing by myself. I was a freak, just singing and belting out of hell. Like at 7 in the morning outside the school gates, like all the fucking parents are there, and that's I still get that feeling.
Damn right, yeah, that's great, man.
It's American.
You should keep doing that. You should go to schools now and still do that. 7
like
a.m. That's what all the parents out.
Set up.
You might end up on a list if you do that. I'm not sure it's the best idea, Stevie. That one.
Nah.
The idea's in my head now. It's
that's all I wanted. I just wanted to plant the seed in there. Just one day, even when like he'll stumble home and he'll be like, "Oh, I'm still awake. I could."
One day,
you know what? In the early incarnation of this band, we actually played at Corfe Hills School, which was a weird sensation. That was because it was like they invited us in to play like a school assembly. That's weird.
Yeah, I did a few of them.
That's a weird show, but they're so excited to see you, man. Like they're probably one of the best crowds you'll get, though. These kids, because they're like, you know, their day's been absolutely just shite, right? They've had a really boring day learning maths and English, and then suddenly there's like a rock band at lunch. They're like, what is going on? That must be a real culture shock.
That's insane. Yeah, like we thought about doing that, but like some of the kind of like not Hightown. Like this is like with other bands spinning, and the ideas going to come up, and I was like, I'd scare the kids.
Yeah.
Like I can't help but pull a really horrible face when I try and reach a high note, and it's like my eyes like go right in there. It's like I don't think we could have very well.
Freak them out a bit, like.
It'll put me at the front.
This is the song about taking down the monarchy. Off with their heads.
Yeah, there's also that. Like, messaging and music might be a bit hard for schools nowadays. I don't think they take it.
Interesting. How long have you been a band, Regional One?
So initially it was like a college thing. So I was originally drums for that, and kind of we used it really as a vehicle to get through college and uni. Then after uni, I was like, I need a break. I went to the Academy of Contemporary Music up in Guildford, and I found it, frankly, it was pretty exhausting. I think we were pretty unlucky. We had a pretty bad year. They had a change of management going on. We were the first year where they like tripled the university fees, and everyone was salty about it. So I just took like a year out after that and just worked for a bit and kind of worked on ideas when they came. But then after that, I was like, right, I want to do this proper, like seriously. And you must know what it's like trying to form a band with like members who are actually going to stick around and who are willing to.
Yeah, you just need to kind of have it for the get-go. Like it's really important to kind of build it on a really solid foundation between.
Absolutely, and I think honestly we only really reached the point where I'm now confident that we could go on tour and do some real shows. Probably just as lockdown hit, we found our drummer, so that was that was a pain. But yeah, so.
Changing drummers, I think honestly the worst.
We've gone through about.
Have you ever had to find drummers? Like, there's no drum. Right, if you ever, this is advice for anyone who ever wants to get into music. If you ever like, oh, maybe I want to get into music, it'll be hard to find it. Just learn to play drums. You'll be snapped up in it. Learn, especially if you're in like the Bournemouth area.
Drums or bass, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, drums or bass. That's the way, and then you'll be instantly snapped. Oh, we really need a drummer actually. Because there's a shit.
I've been like fill-in bassist before. I've been a fill-in bassist, and it's just great fun. You know, you just
I can imagine.
Just roll about like Nicky Six. It just like it's just all about. As a front man You know, I don't play bass like a normal bassist would. Like, I don't.
What, just slouch in the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, for one, you can notice you. Sorry, Callum.
I don't know. We've got that video of Cal now with his hair in the wind.
Oh,
The most majestic
glorious
video
hair,
that I've
man.
ever
It's-
seen.
it's-
So that, yeah, there's a
crazy.
video. There's like we've turned it into a GIF from our last gig, and we had like a
GIF.
fan right in front of a GIF. Sorry, my bad. A GIF of Cal, and he had a fan right in front of him, and he's just his hair is the most majestic. Wait, where is it?
I didn't realize
I
my
need to
hair was
find it.
doing that. I was like, I
It's
need
beautiful.
cool air on my face right now.
I was like sweating my tits off the other side of the stage
Yeah,
as well. And I
it's
look
me,
over
mate.
and this fucking
Dude, if you guys had experience playing at the Anvil at all,
Yeah. I've played the Anvil a few times. Have you?
With, a lot
toasty little room.
fucking
Yeah,
warm.
really toasty.
That's
Like, I went to see the Bear Cave, and it's like it's wider than the Anvil. Like, it's still
Nice.
a basement, but I think
Mhm.
there's just a lot more air in there.
Good. This is filling me with confidence.
We used to be
Yeah,
like
we're
a
going to
rave
bring our
thing.
stage fan as well, just in case. I think we can use that throughout the show. I think that'd be worthwhile.
Nice, yeah.
We always put one by the drummer because we want to smell him from a distance. Yeah, it's worth having. I'm really looking forward to this show. I can't wait to see what the Bear Cave looks like. What time are you heading down tomorrow, by the way?
Tomorrow, I haven't really worked that out yet. Probably, so I'm gigging tomorrow. Tomorrow night.
Tell you what, shoot me a message in a bit. We won't put personal details out on stream. Actually, that's a silly idea on my part. But yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd like
go
to
in
come down and
disguise.
say hello and to go.
wear a massive hat.
Go Simon.
Yeah,
Go
no
Simon.
one will know. Brilliant. So we've kind of covered musical inspirations. I don't think, Sam, we touched on any particular gigs that you've been to that just really inspired you or impressed you.
I mean, I think there's like Chris said, it's like if you buy a ticket to go and see a band you like, if they're at that like level, you know, if they're filling arenas, usually they're going to be pretty fucking sick. But I mean, like gigs that I've seen, I've seen Maiden a lot. I saw them at Download a couple of weeks ago, and that was the 11th time I've seen them. And the standard just never drops, and it just sounds incredible. I mean, everything about it is just so professional. From even like, you know, when you see them building the set just before they go on, and you know, that's just a band that knows what they're doing. So like Maiden, you know, awesome. And they're just, I think, you know, smaller gigs I've been to, like Steve Vai, Andy Timmons, you know, solo guitarists, or you know, whatever you want to call them, you know, stuff like that's really inspiring when you can get up close and you can see. I mean, it's quite niche, isn't it? It's not very, like, you know, it's not very popular.
It's musicians'
You basically
music,
have
isn't
to
it?
play guitar to like it, you know, and then you have to like a specific genre. But it's just that kind of stuff's inspiring, you know, when someone can show you, you know, the limits of an instrument being pushed. It's quite inspiring, especially when they do it so well. So yeah, I mean, just live music's just great, isn't it? I mean, I've seen so many bands, it's hard to put a finger on it, but it just, yeah, any live music, if it's good, is great, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And I think touching on Maiden, they're probably one of the few bands I call like a legacy band that I think are still worth their salt, the same they were when they came along.
Where they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How great they are, actually. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I saw Kiss, who were headlining the Friday night, and that was, you know, like you say, legacy band. That's a good term. I mean, it was good to see Kiss because they're legends, but
I mean, yeah, it's fun Kiss.
It wasn't that
But it is
great.
still someone's granddad making, you know.
Yeah.
Someone's granddad poking their tongue out. It's weird.
but then also gyrating with a massive cod piece. Like,
yeah, but also I should say,
like-
actually, I've seen The Darkness a couple of times in the last few months, and I hadn't really got into them till sort of midway through last year. You know, a bit late to the party on The Darkness, but you know, fucking love The Darkness. What an awesome band! What show they put on. You know,
It looks like they're having a bit of a resurgence at the moment, actually.
Yeah,
I see them everywhere at the
Fucking
moment.
great.
They're supporting Blackstone Cherry early next year. I think we're headed to that show. That looks.
Yeah, I've got tickets to that.
Yeah, we'll see you there, man. That'll be good. I'm excited for that one.
I need to get my ticket for that. That'd be really good. Where is that?
London, I'm going to see them, but they're doing a UK tour, so they're all over the place.
Yes. It's the OVO Arena, I think
They
it
did
is.
come to Bournemouth like a few times.
No, it's a co-headline, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've advertised it. They've both got their own fonts on on the poster. It's not just like, you know, so you know it's a joint.
Yeah,
I've got your guys' stuff in the poster here.
There we go.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
perfect. Yeah,
Fronted it out.
love it.
So,
Just a quick reminder to everyone watching: next Thursday, come on down, Hightown Parade headlining opening night at the Bear Cave.
Cave,
in
not
Yeah.
pit.
Cave.
yeah, Bear Cave. Bear
Bear
Cave
Pit
hands
is
down.
Bear's channel, so I do get confused. Do check out Bear's channel, the Bear Pit, on Twitch if you get a chance. He's very good. He's very fun.
I haven't watched
Give us background to Hightown Parade.
that.
So we've kind of touched on a few bits. You know, you've had Monarchy come out recently. You're working on music, obviously, constantly at the moment, and hopefully a slew of songs coming out. But I'll put it to you: what projects have you got that you're working on that we're likely to see soon? Have you got any music videos on the go? Have you got any plans that you can talk about publicly?
Yeah, in terms of I mean, we don't have any like kind of set solid plans. In terms, we know that we're going to be releasing at least 3 more singles this year, probably, and the next one we'll be playing at the show.
Nice. That was my next question.
On Thursday, yeah. So we'll be playing it then, and we were rehearsing yesterday in Brighton, and I mean, straight off the bat, it was just tight as that. I mean, I think I only showed you guys the song a couple of weeks ago. It was going to be something else, and then you write another song, and then you're just like, no, this makes more sense. So kind of not shoehorned it in, but it feels really right, and that's going to be the next single. It's called Wild Wild West.
That's awesome.
But,
that's great. Yeah, look forward to hearing that next week.
Everything's all subject to change. I was thinking about this, like, wouldn't it be cool? I don't know if anyone's ever done this, where they release the idea of a song and then they just keep on re-releasing until the song's finished. So like,
so like sort of the demoing process in a public place.
I don't know, dude.
I feel like maybe you did that with a song.
Leonard Cohen.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's an idea. Something that might happen. But
cool idea, yeah.
We like gigs are really sparse. Like we're really selective with the gigs at the moment. It costs. It costs a lot to put a show on, you know.
I was gonna say, especially for you guys, you live up and down the country, don't you?
Yeah, so like, you know, rehearsals are costing about like 80 quid a day.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Jeez.
And, you know, we could do a few of them for a show, and then it's getting everyone down. It's travel costs. You know, it's so we're not kind of like gigging for the sake of it. We're just being really selective of when and where we gig. But you know, things are really raw at the moment. That's really exciting. In terms of what things are happening for the band, because there's a bank of material which everyone will get to hear live if they come to any of the shows.
There's exclusivity to that, so that's a good way to do it. Yeah,
that's what's happening. We've only got 4 songs out at the moment, and that's spread out over like 4 years. And I don't know. The thing is, like, even making a video costs a lot as well, so like record companies just don't want to throw money at anything that they're not going to see a return on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
you have to
and to be fair, the way the industry's flipped on videos, it used to be that was kind of a, you know, for musicians that was a really decent source of income, but now it's more, you know, Spotify and YouTube are more towards promoting your shows, because that's where the musicians make bank. So I think it's very important to say out there to fans, go and support local music, go and support these bands that aren't out there yet, because they are not making money on Spotify or YouTube or anything like that.
No,
compared to what, you know,
if there's a gig happening,
do.
definitely, yeah. Live music is always better. Get enamored in the experience. You know what we've just been talking about with when we go to see bands. It's yeah. I mean, there's all sorts of
not
ideas.
to mention the whole culture around live music as well. Like, you're gonna make friends there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's such an important thing. You can just speak to anyone. You're all there for a common cause. You're all there to enjoy the night, and you know you're going to create moments that you're going to remember. You won't do that sat at a computer.
Well, that's the thing. Like 9 times out of 10 with us, we usually stay out and around, and we're out drinking or we're out just talking to people, go to our gigs. Like, we've met so many different people. Like, we've got a big old group of people now that we just go out with, like every now and again, like outside of gigs and otherwise. just from
it's awesome
because
to
we've
build a
obviously
scene
seen
like
the
that.
gigs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
that's the way
crazy.
to do
I
it.
mean, both for the musicians and the fans, I think it's an absolutely awesome experience to be able to just have a few drinks, chat, get to know each other. You meet so many different people from so many different backgrounds, and I think personally for me that's quite a big selling point of doing gigs, of doing music in general, is like the human connection, meeting all these different people and hearing all their different experiences, and maybe that'll inspire ideas for songs or concepts that you work from. Anything. It's all that, again, that human process, move away from the machines. I think, the machines, brother, they're coming. Yeah, pardon?
So the good old algorithm again.
Yeah, keep away from it, kids.
It's I mean, like, I'd love to be able to say that we do videos for like every song that gets released, but it's money isn't there. No one wants to spend it on anything. You really have to kind of find. It's almost like these people who get like millions and millions of views because of a stupid like TikTok video. They're more interested in them.
I'm hoping.
And that's creative, but I get
banned,
it. I get the whole thing. I get the appeal, and it's just figures, isn't it? It's just figures and numbers, and you have to kind of be a master of all trades, really.
Yeah, definitely, and
whereas
definitely more so now.
Whereas like before, the band could just be a band and leave it to someone else, but like no one else will be fucked.
Yeah, well, labels don't even look at you without the right facts and figures, like you say. And as a spreadsheet wanker myself, I can tell you,
you don't even need a
mean
label
anything if no one turns up to the shows. Yeah. So it's important to obviously listen to the songs, but guys, get to those shows. And Daryl's just put a comment for those that don't know where the Bear Cave is. Can I give you the address or postcode? Yep, absolutely. So this is a brand new venue, so I don't know if it's on Google yet.
I just had a look. I don't think it is, but it's where Buffalo is.
Yeah, it used to be Buffalo.
Yeah. So
and now basically
Holdenhurst Road. Holdenhurst Road towards Bournemouth Centre. You won't go too far wrong if you know the old fire station. It's very near there. If you more likely know KFC, it's also very near there.
In between the fire station and KFC in Lansdowne.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it's on that
exactly
road.
That.
It is.
Perfect.
It is 24 to 26 Holdenhurst Road. That's where it is.
Brilliant stuff. There you go, Daryl. Hope that helps. So we obviously talked a lot about other live bands playing and moments that they've created for you guys. I think what would be nice to hear is, are there any moments where you've particularly been on stage? And I think this would be a good one for both of you. You both gigged a lot. And any moments on stage that have stood out to you where you thought, damn, this is a moment?
For us, specifically, when we played Teddy Rocks back in the 1st of May, that was nice. That was like a really good, because like Hightown had taken a hiatus for 2 years.
Yeah, well, that's the lockdown stuff.
3 years, and well, that's because of the pandemic, I suppose. But when the moment that obviously it was great in the rehearsal room. Like I had the first buzz then, like hearing the songs come to life with the guys playing them, and then played Teddy Rocks and like told everyone that we were going to be playing there at that time, and like we really filled out the tent. It was 600 people or something in there, and so it was well received. And I had problems with my throat. I had laryngitis. I had an abscess on my throat as well, and just in time for this set.
Yeah, big fun.
Yeah, it's really good. And we had a few like sound issues and things like that, but that didn't take it away from the buzz that we got when we played on that day. And that kind of that was the beginning, really.
Yeah, I mean, it just felt like the atmosphere. I mean, there was like, I think everyone had put so much effort into it. There was like a real sort of like tension in a good way before the gig, and then as soon as we were on and doing it, it just felt special. It's great atmosphere. I mean, I think it's one of the best gigs I've ever done, if not the best gig, just in terms of it's great to play with musicians of that caliber, that amount of talent. It just feels like a privilege alone. So just down to my own personal enjoyment of it, just feels fucking great. Because the day job, I've done so many like functions, gigs, covers gigs, just stuff that pays the bills. And I mean, I'm sure everyone that does those kind of gigs knows that some of them are not enjoyable.
Absolutely.
But,
And I think there's kind of a real danger of sort of desensitizing to the idea of being in front of a live crowd. You sort of, because it kind of becomes like a normal thing that there's just a bunch of people and you're playing music. But when it stands out that much, it's really something incredible, I would imagine.
It's crazy, yeah. It's brilliant, and it's like it's one of the highlights of my gigging career. Like for many reasons, like one specifically because it's my own stuff that I'm playing, and it's rare that you can do it, to get the band together to kind of make that happen. For me, I hadn't really exercised that very much. Like now we're kind of in it, we're rehearsing, we're together. Things are really gonna shape up to be really good from now on in, which is what I'm really looking forward to. But that moment was just, it felt so natural. It felt as easy as like the thousands of gigs that I've done before, where you just kind of rock up, and every gig, even those gigs, because it's a passion for me. You do put everything you got into it, and you ruin yourself doing it, and stage diving in pubs and like ridiculous stories and things that I've done in covers pub gigs, because like there was it's the performer in me, you know what I mean? But for this, it was work towards making something great, and that's why it was my favorite.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of people might think this sounds narcissistic, but I don't think it is at all. But when you've written something, you've created something from literally nothing, and then you have people like singing it back to you or like dancing along or whatever.
It's mad.
There's really no feeling like that.
Yeah, it's mental. It's a mental feeling.
Like it's crazy, yeah.
Like having people who, like, obviously we've met through like nights out with the band and like playing gigs and things, that'll come up to me like, oh yeah, you're the lead guitarist for Regional One. I'm like, yeah, I don't. yes, sure. But it's like I've met these people on nights out from gigs, and it's mental. It's a mad feeling. It is mad.
It's always good. Never gets old.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? It's a strange thing, but I think it sounds stupid, but like musicians, we're creating all the time, but really sometimes we do just want a bit of recognition, because I don't think people realize the amount of work. And I know it's a point that's hammered over and over again by smaller bands such as ourselves in Regional One, but that so many hours go into what we do, so much work goes in, whether it's rehearsals, learning the instruments, buying it, the costs for getting all the equipment together, then getting a sound engineer, getting in the venue, all of that stuff, let alone getting a set together and making sure that it sounds really good and being comfortable talking to 100 people or whatever in a room. When someone recognizes that, I think, because there's so much build up to that, I think it's quite a euphoric sensation when someone comes up and is like, yeah, that was really cool, man. It doesn't take much, but I think that's enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So there's seriously no sensation like it. And if anyone out there is even considering like starting a band or learning an instrument, just don't even question it. Just do it. Trust me, it's fantastic.
The more you think about it,
the
more you think about it, like the kind of the more it can go wrong, I think.
Yeah.
That's
and the less you're doing it.
That's the way I do things. I just don't think about it. If you want to go jump in the crowd and jump in the pit and go. Or if you want to throw your guitar in the air and don't catch it, don't catch it.
I think one of the greatest modern philosophers, I think, he says, there is no try, there is only do. And that's Yoda, I believe, from Star Wars. I think he's pretty good. Right.
It's Master Ugo.
I've never met him, but like some of the quotes
I've not, no. Yeah. Hopefully we'll catch up one day, So we've just reached over the hour mark, guys, so I won't keep you for too much longer. But there's a few last little bits I just want to bring up. So I think the main thing is what comes next for Hightown Parade?
More shows and more singles. That's it. That's more songs. We haven't released. I mean, Monarchy was just kind of like, it's been a song for quite a while now, and it was just time to start releasing things and stop holding back from that. So yeah, I personally just want to get as many songs out there now as possible. Maybe a few videos along the way as well, and play some really, really cracking gigs throughout the year. and it's a lot of it's kind of open to that. Do you know what I mean? As we're going to be pushing the radio play on all the new upcoming singles and things like that, because that really propelled us back when Silhouette came out, and we had like Kerrang and Planet Rock and Scuzz all on our side.
Yeah.
And then like the band fell apart. You know, this has nothing to do with the pandemic. It was just kind of, I was stuck between the idea of everyone's kind of schedules at that point, and then I kind of, for a year I was going to be doing something solo pretty much with a band with me. So that material has been brought back to the Hightown Parade name, because I didn't want to just kind of leave it unopened, and just to come, it wasn't really finished in my eyes. So bringing it back into the world is good. Is a really good feeling. So it's all about Hightown Parade for me now. Yeah.
I'd say absolutely. I remember when Silhouette came out, and I thought, well, this is going somewhere. And then it kind of, like you say, disappeared for a while. But these things happen with bands. They happen a lot with bands, as you're aware. Like,
it was a shame that it went so far, because it wasn't on a stable foundation. It was chaos, and it was beautiful chaos, and I love chaos, and I kind of live in it. But this time around, it just feels way less chaotic in terms of like, okay, we've got a load of epic songs in the bag, and this is how we're going to convey them with this lineup, you know, these three other incredible people that I've got: Sam Churches, Eo on the bass, and Zoot, who I've been in college with for you know, I went to college with him. That's when I met him, so I've known him for a while.
Yeah. On the local scene quite a bit, actually. I can't remember the name of the act.
Del Toro's
which one's that? Del Toro's, that's it. Yeah, I remember Del Toro's. Yeah.
Great band. Yeah, I mean, every time I saw them, I was like, I just want Zoot to be in my band, you know.
yeah.
No,
so he didn't start on drums, did he? He was doing other stuff. Or was he on drums?
He was.
I mean, Zoot's a great guitarist.
He's a really good guitarist. Yeah.
I recognise him with a guitar in his hand. I think
he's done all sorts of
things.
That
might have been even before then.
I think there's like a techno stuff as well. I think he's got his own sort of
Mongrel.
That's the one. Yeah,
he said
that's cool.
Electro music. Yeah, he's an interesting. He's really musically knowledgeable. Although yesterday I introduced him to Cozy Powwow. You'd never heard of Cozy Powwow before?
Yeah, I think so. I think I've got one of his drum stands. Oh right, Zoot hadn't heard of him.
No, you hadn't. No.
Fantastic. Mind you, if he's writing all these different kinds of music, I guess it's like
that's it. Yeah, so many.
Yeah.
It's endless classics to get involved in. It's never too late, is it? But it feels amazing, and it just feels really positive now. And every time we get in the room, it sounds, everyone's on the money. You know, just from you know, being the kind of the songwriter of the band, everyone's right on the money with how I envisioned it sounding live and standing in a room that's being played back to you almost. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Being in the rehearsals is so amazing for me personally. I just love it. I'll be in there for 3 or 4 hours a day.
Yeah,
that's absolutely great to hear.
I think from my point of view, it's felt so great to be invited into this by Chris, and to come in and to sit in a studio and to play me is sort of, you know, everything he's got for this band, and just hear it, it's like, it's incredible. You know, it's like proper songwriting, like, you know, proper craft going on there. And then to get in a room and play it with these other musicians that are so good, you know, that's a privilege really. And you know, from our point of view, we're not really, you know, Chris does the same. You know, his songwriting's great, his vision, but from my point of view, you know, to be able to get fully behind it and support it and do whatever to help it, you know, because bands, you know, you guys know, the way bands work, you know, it's not just write the song, play the song. There's lots of other stuff. So it feels great to be in a band that fucking love the music that we play and what it's about and the people in it. You know, I guess it's a special thing.
Cheers, man. I didn't pay him to say that, by the way.
No, he did not.
He's got like a gun under the table.
No, I mean it's all around. It's there's boxes that you have to check to make it perfect. And it's rare that you do get it. It's rare that you find that even just talking to each other on the journey up to the rehearsals. Like just even that kind of bond. It's ticking all the boxes, and I can't wait to show it on Thursday.
Yeah,
absolutely.
excited.
And I for one, I think we've discussed it all. We're all very excited to see you guys play.
I can't wait to see you guys. I don't think I've ever seen you guys live.
I think.
One
of those bands that are sort of floated around here and there, but we're now, I think, like you guys, ready to just go for it, all in. Do you know what I mean? It's all or nothing now, boys. Yeah.
It does. You have to live and breathe it. Obviously, life happens. There's all sorts of things. There's people always in the way of trying to put obstacles in there, and you just gotta say fuck them, and you just gotta fucking go forward on your own fucking.
Your own. Get the drive to do it and just get on with it. Yeah.
Damn right. Well, lads, I think we'll wrap up the stream there. So just a reminder, next Thursday, Hightown Parade at the Bear Cave in Bournemouth. Get your tickets. There's a link in the description, and we hope to see you there. We'll be opening. We'll be giving you 30 minutes of fun. And Hightown, do you know? Actually, I won't ask. We'll see how long the set is. We'll see what you got. I don't want to give anything away for you guys. I think no matter what happens, the show is going to be absolutely awesome, and we can't wait to play with you. Thank you again.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is there any?
Cheers. Thank you very much for coming on with us.
Wait, is there any other shows you're playing or anything?
No, we got kind of a thing might be happening in Brighton soon. Like I said, the shows are very select. We'll probably kind of line them up with releases. So like the Bear Cave venue wasn't ready in time for the Monarchy thing. So like it's celebrating a new single for us as well. It's celebrating.
Absolutely, and you know what? Opening night is not a bad night to do it.
Yeah,
it's going to be absolutely brilliant.
Mate, honestly, it's going to be rammed. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see this place, and I cannot wait for that night. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah. Well, thank you again both for coming on with us, and to anyone that tuned in or is watching this later on, hopefully we'll get to see you at the show soon. We're grateful for you all for watching us, for supporting these bands, and like I say, hopefully we'll see you at a show soon.
Yeah, whatever way you want to get down, like especially if you're like personal friends with either one of us, shoot us a message. We do not mind. We'll sort you out with links and tickets and like getting you in through the door, and we'll tell you where it is and addresses and all of that. Just send us a message. Send us a message to the band page, and we'll all help you out. And don't worry about that. But yeah, hopefully we'll all see you down there.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely awesome. Thanks again.